Broadcast is currently on the air. Welcome everybody
Nice.
to another Having a Chat With. Today we have the evolved form of Caterpie and the not evolved yet form of Butterfree. I'm not certain if she'll be changing her name to Butterfree as she reaches another at the apex of her age group, I guess. But we have with us Metapod.
Hello, I'm a Metapod. I'm
Yeah.
a level 9 Metapod. I'm almost there. You can beat Brock really soon.
So like that harden, that'll work eventually as a tactic.
I have more attacks than just Harden. I also have Tackle. And
Oh, you got
Slingshot.
Tackle. Man.
Yeah, because you caught me as a Caterpie, so...
Well, that's true. So that's the more useful form, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not one of those losers you meet in frickin' Verdian Forest. I got this.
Who, for some reason, even though they had to be Caterpies prior to being Metapods, they never learned Tackle.
Yeah, they're not very smart. They don't have strong trainers.
They got to be Metapods, so they trained somehow, but not with Tackle somehow. I don't understand it.
I don't either, man. But, you know, keep using me on bug catchers. You know, I could tackle my own brethren, and then eventually, just you wait. I'll be a beautiful Butterfree with confusion one day.
With confusion and all those dusts that like poison and sleep, and they're just like status effects for days.
One day I might get Psybeam. I have high hopes. High hopes.
Maybe. That is one of the most useful psychic attacks I'm aware of, anyway.
There's an old guy in Saffron City who has the Psychic TM. Please don't use it on Abra, you asshole. Use it on me.
I mean, who are you going to trade with to get Alakazam anyway? You're just going to be stuck with Kadabra for the rest of your career. So
I actually do think that Butterfree learns Psychic eventually. Actually, I'm not sure. Shit. I haven't played.
I you know, that might differ depending on which game you're playing.
Yeah, I use the Psychic TM on Lapras, which is really fun. Nobody expects the Lapras to know Psychic, but it does.
Yeah, and you
Psychic.
surprise them, they're just like, he's not gonna use the Psychic attack on me.
It's like, don't worry, I can use my fucking fighting guy on this Lapras. It's a big deal. It's not like it knows a Psychic. Oh fuck! Oh no!
I
did not expect.
Have you ever watched the like pro players of Pokemon where it's basically like almost everything they do is like one shot, one kill on each other. Like,
oh my god,
it's just every match they do is such a race to like. It's like a pro Pokemon match lasts maybe like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can't watch those. Those are very difficult. I mean, I think that a lot of, I mean, I understand like the appeal of the whole EV training and like, oh, they got to match the right item with the right thing, and they gotta, you know, make sure it has the right nature, and you've got to make sure. And I'm over here like, no, now it's getting like way too into statistics. Like
my Pikachu's level 60.
Yeah. I ice beam all of you there. Shut up.
Matt came into the call a little bit before, and when I mentioned I was going to be on a hangout with you, he's like, that brings to mind a question. Why is Pikachu the sort of figurehead for Pokemon? And I'm like, because it's cute and cuddly. Yeah, but Raichu's just as cute.
Gender neutral.
Yeah, but Raichu is the same. But like, I figure Raichu's not, because Raichu's bigger and a little more intimidating, and it's like Raichu. Like
yeah.
Doesn't like squeak out his name. He just like growls it.
Yeah, it would be like, you know, I mean, isn't Agumon, it's the same way with Agumon and Digimon. You know, you're not going to have like D-Gray fucking master bullshit Digimon be the mascot for Digimon. You're going to have like the cute orange guy who kind of looks like Charmander be
exactly.
the Digimon mascot.
Even though he kind of looks like a mini, like he really does look like a miniature yellow Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
But it can somehow breathe fireballs.
I I am not a fan of Digimon, so
I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan.
I'm very firmly in the Pokemon camp.
I watched like the first
ridiculously so.
I watched like the first 2 series and I think a couple of the movies. And I know Zenistrad is like huge on Pokemon, on Digimon. He's just like, well, you know, if you have any Digimon questions, I can tell you who voiced who, what the end boss was in series 5. Like, calm down, Zenistrad. I'm not that much of a fan. We still talk about it though.
Time for a cold shower. Time for an Articuno shower.
Articuno.
Go to Seafoam Islands, take a shower right there.
So the purpose of this hangout, even though we've been talking about Pokemon and Digimon,
Japan
is Japan, because Metapod is so lucky as to be living in Japan with a stable job, not being from Japan originally, as I understand it anyway.
I fucking moved here.
Yeah, and you know, you're not the only one who's done that too. And as I understand it, you're also an English teacher, right?
I am.
Yeah, that's actually, from what I understand, a very common way that that like English-speaking people move over to Japan, because they constantly are just like, we need English teachers.
Yeah, that was the key.
Do you require to know a lot of Japanese going into that?
No.
You don't really?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, they actually discourage you from using Japanese in the classroom because they want the students to have an authentic experience and like, you know, be comfortable with somebody saying English stuff to them all the time, so that they start to absorb it like really quickly. And they also say don't speak Japanese with the students, because if you do, they'll use Japanese as a crutch and they'll rely on Japanese too much and they'll only talk to you in Japanese. And the point of this is, you know, English communication.
So it's sort of like when you take, I don't know, over here, like a German or a Spanish or a French class or whatever, and like the teacher does nothing but speak that language at you throughout the entirety of the lessons.
Yes.
Man, I couldn't imagine doing that with anything. I couldn't imagine learning that way. What's the general age group that
well, I would say the ages are, I mean, like it's school systems all like different here, but like I would say the ages are ages like 11 to 15 where I'm at. Yeah.
Lord. And you just speak nothing but English to them. Do any of them come into the classroom and they just listen to you speak English and they're just like, I don't know.
Yes. You get a lot of that. I mean, my company says, you know, hey, you know, don't use Japanese, only use English, just Japanese, you know, they're very, very dead set on this, but it's just like, you know, sometimes you kind of got to get shit done, you know. You can like kind of, you know, do like a little teeny tiny bit of like,
a little tiny bit of
a little here, a little there, just to like keep it moving, because sometimes it's just really difficult.
Yeah, they're just entirely stuck because they just have no idea.
Yeah. So or you know, I've got a Japanese English teacher in the room with me, you know, so you can kind of like give her a signal of like, you know, this or him a signal of like, hey, the students aren't understanding this grammar. Could you like please speak Japanese to them just for this little tiny bit, you know?
That's hilarious. And you know, with such a stress on not speaking Japanese, the Japanese English teacher must be over there just being like just sitting back for the entirety of the class, just not doing anything. I'm just imagining that in my head, just like, so my job is to speak Japanese to them, to basically translate what she's saying.
Just keep the water flowing.
2% of the time. Yeah. Okay, I can do this. This sounds pretty easy.
Well, I try to not make the Japanese English teachers do so much work. You know, I know that it's a good lesson when like the Japanese English teachers don't do anything and like the students completely understand what I'm getting at. So
did you require getting like an English degree first before you went over?
You need to have a bachelor's degree.
I figured, yeah.
Absolutely must have a bachelor's degree in anything. They don't care if it's in English. I know. So you got people majoring in like physics coming here. It's like, now please explain, the grammar of this English sentence. It's like, oh fuck.
Can you explain to all the? I know your bachelor's is in engineering, but can you go ahead and explain, the differences, the sentence structure and antecedents and precedents real quick for today? Like, just that's amazing.
Yeah.
You just require a bachelor's. We don't really care if it's relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to have a bachelor's degree. You need to have like letters of recommendation and stuff like that. And the visa process takes fucking forever though. That took like 6 months to get the visas all taken care of. And what else? What else was an issue? Also, I'm not sure if this was the same with everybody else's school, but my college took 3 months to get my diploma to me. Like an extra 3 months, like after graduation, to get the diploma to me for some reason. So I had to like take that and then like scan that and ask for an extension, because like they need proof of graduation for the visa. And you also can't have like a criminal record. They don't like that. But if you're no criminal record and a bachelor's degree, you could probably come to Japan.
Or like go to Japan and just be like, I want to be an English teacher. Oh, good.
Excuse me. There's 2 interviews. There are 2 interviews, so be careful. There's you have to make a lesson and give a presentation, and then if they like you, you move on to oh my gosh, what was it? They do a second test like once you come to Japan, and this is like fucking scary because there's a whole bunch of people who are like at the ready, because like they like if you're not on the ball with this interview, you'll go back on the plane then and there.
So it's sort of like, honestly, it sounds like acting. Like when you're going in for an audition and stuff, there's like 50 other people there.
Yeah.
This is their life. This is what they devoted themselves to, and you're just like, great. You gotta do better than everybody. Man, that sounds stressful as hell. So you beat a bunch of people. Like a lot of people.
You gotta be the best. Gotta be very energetic.
Around. No one's ever gonna bring you down.
Yeah. So
I guess it's weird because it's sort of like you require minimalist training in the sense of like a bachelor's degree in something. It doesn't have to be relevant, and you don't even have to speak Japanese whatsoever. In fact, we prefer you not. But at the same time, there's like so many other people that you got to deal with in the same sense. So I don't know. I wouldn't call it minimalist in that sense because it's so very competitive from the sounds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, let's see. So you told me prior to going on air that you're going to be going to karaoke tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, is karaoke, because this is something that I just hear about, but I don't really know. Is karaoke actually something that's like integral to Japanese culture, or is it just kind of?
Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
Or is it like, is it integral, or is it more just like it's sort of like playing darts over here, like at a bar or pool? It's just something you do.
I would say it's like darts or pool.
Okay.
People, I mean, one of my friends, my Japanese friends here, said like, hey, let's get together and let's go bowling and karaoke, or maybe pool. He had a bunch of activities, one after the other. It was bowling, pool, darts, karaoke. Like it was just like
and the whole thing was karaoke. Just make sure.
Unless he meant bowling karaoke, darts karaoke, and pool karaoke. Yeah, I don't know.
Everything we do, we're adding karaoke into it.
He could have meant either.
Now, you yourself, have you picked up a lot of Japanese while living over there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I took Japanese in college and in high school and in middle school, so I've got I'm okay.
You're workable. You're able to like live
I'm
there
workable.
without having to worry about like, I hope this person speaks English because I have no idea where I am. None of that.
Honestly, it depends on the situation. Of course, you can understand more than you can actually speak. Um, and when I'm in a restaurant, I understand everything because I go to restaurants all the time. Uh, and then if I'm at my school, I understand everything because I'm at my school all the time. But if I'm in a completely like different situation, like for example, if I'm talking to just a couple of old ladies in my neighborhood and they're talking about old lady stuff using old lady vocabulary, then I'm lost. I'm like, I don't know this vocabulary. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have not heard these words 900 times, you know? Like this old lady wanted, they get, like if you say one word in Japanese, they assume you're fluent. Like, I'm not sure what this is, you know?
You wave
I
at
said,
somebody. You wave at somebody and they just like ask you a question, like, "Are you lost?" or something, and you go, "Hi," and they're like, "Okay," and they just go right into the directions in full Japanese.
yeah, exactly.
Like, oh shit, I should not have responded that way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not that fluent.
Yeah. Like the degrees of fluency is really kind of a difficult concept. Like,
So so this is something that I just sort of noticed as far as like people who speak different languages. Every time you don't speak a language, but you hear somebody else speaking that language, they always seem like they're going really, really fast. Is that something that you kind of that kind of goes away as you start learning a language, like you start understanding it a lot better?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like the more you get it, the less intimidating the speed of
Less
everything
fast
is.
it seems to you, yeah.
Yeah.
I like because I don't know. I've heard that in Japanese, in Spanish, and I took Spanish. I took like 4 years of it, but I sucked at it mainly
Mm-hmm.
because I was the biggest slacker in high school ever. Like I literally
Oh,
did not try at all. I was
oh,
terrible.
are we gonna compare fucking high school transcripts? Really? You and me?
Oh,
You and me?
what are you trying to say? You're a bigger slacker than me?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay, here. I got. This will
Oh,
be
showdown? Is this a
this.
showdown?
This will be anything you've done. I did not show up for class for 75% of my senior year.
Okay, that one. I had parents who gave a shit, so
What? Well, my parents did too, but unfortunately both of them worked, so I could just fake going to school. But what I would do, because
what would you do
this is how
instead?
bad of a kid I was. Like I was
Okay.
terrible. What I would do is I would walk. I would pretend that I'm walking to school, and then like they'd have to leave for work, like 10 minutes after that. So I would just kind of duck into an alleyway, and then wait until their car goes by, and just go straight back into the house.
Oh my
And
god.
none the
Oh my
wiser because they
god.
don't get home till like 4 or 5 o'clock. So
See, I was thinking that you were slick, like you and your friend Jay-Z or something, like somebody with two initials, two letters is his name, DJ or something like that. You and him and Tony C and Mikey B, you would all go and do like bad boy stuff instead of going to school. But no, you sat at home fucking
I went.
playing Mario or
I
some
went.
bullshit.
I was.
What is
I went.
this?
I played video games all day. That's what I did.
That's what yeah, I said Mario or some bullshit.
Or I would like sleep until like 2 o'clock. Like because the other problem was I would stay up until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Not
So,
like you do now.
well, I do it now because it's required of my job because I work graveyard shifts. But
Oh, do you?
regardless, like because I would stay up just playing video games until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I would end up going to bed then, and then like 2 hours later, I'm getting woken up by my parents, and they're like, "Okay, it's time for school," and I'm like, there is no possible way I'm getting through a school day." I would do the skipping thing, and then I would do the skipping thing, and then I would sleep all day, and then that would just feed into the cycle, so it would just never end. But anyway, yeah. So I dare anybody to be worse than me at going to high school and being a good student, as far as that's concerned. Because
Uh,
yeah,
Well, I went to a weird ass high school, so I don't know. Like, I sort of feel like maybe not doing particularly well at that high school isn't very difficult to do because I didn't go to a public high school. I went to like a weird fucking indie bullshit high school where teachers were all hippies and they had like this new innovative way of teaching.
My teachers were hippies, but they weren't hippies in that sense. They just smoked a lot of pot and wore tie-dye shirts.
Freaks and geeks.
I'll before I go on, I will say that's not all of my teachers. There was only like 3 of them. I will say
okay.
there was a shit ton of them that weren't that like that. But, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, how about back to Japan?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right. Our topic.
Our topic. Yeah, sure. Why don't we do that?
Make this more about me, please.
Oh, certainly. My bad. I am so sorry.
You seem to be hogging the spotlight with your bad boy vibe.
Yeah, the hairdo with the parts. That's so sweet, bad boy. But anyway, so take me through like a typical day living in Japan outside of work, like a weekend day, like a Saturday or a Sunday or something like that.
Oh boy. Let's see. A typical day. You see, this is difficult because I'm dating an introvert.
Right.
So
it's not. So it's like
not a whole lot of.
I mean, I wish I could be more exciting about it, but.
No, it's actually crazy. My boyfriend and I both are English teachers here, so we both applied, and we both got placed. You know, because you're not in charge of where in Japan you end up going. Whoever's in charge of the company is in charge of placing everybody everywhere. So, first of all, we both got the job, which was great. You know, we didn't know we were both going to get the job. Secondly, we didn't know if, we were both, one of us was going to be in Hokkaido and the other one was going to be in, like, Kanagawa. We didn't know that. Turns out we got the same fucking state. We're like, okay, good.
Turns out you're in the same basic area. Like, oh, thank fuck.
Well, we got the same state, which is not really the same basic area because, Japan's got like basically 47 their version of states. So we got the same state and we're like, okay, cool. But we could still be like on different ends of this state.
It's such a small island cluster. Like, how small are these states?
Well, I mean, relative to the U.S., yeah, but if you don't have a car, it's a little bit like
you
take the train and spend money and but we ended up being a 7-minute walk from each other.
Nice,
right? Considering the odds, what the fuck?
Now, so are you saying you guys were already together prior to even going over to Japan?
Yeah.
So what would have happened if one of you got the job and the other one didn't?
Break up. Bye.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot riding on this.
Oh my God. I would have that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this is kind of our dream, so
this is kind of our dream, but see ya.
I'm not abandoning this for you, unfortunately. So bye.
Yeah, no, we were like fucking sweating. It was crazy.
God, that was thank fuck that happened.
Yeah.
Like, you lucked out all the way. Like, you guys both got the job, both got placed, and got placed near enough to each other that you can frequently like, visit each other and stuff. Like,
yeah, thank the frickin' Lord in heaven who might exist or might not. I don't know. So, yeah. That was just incredibly lucky. That never happened. So don't be like, oh, so hey,
nobody
Sally.
else go over with their boyfriend or girlfriend and be like, we can both get a job doing this and expect that to work.
Don't worry. I saw this chick on the internet who was a Metapod and she did it.
Say that during your interview too.
Yeah.
So this chick on the internet who was a Metapod told me that I could do this. You'll get the job hands down. They'll fucking love it.
I'm just imagining some guy telling his girlfriend that, like, no, you don't understand, Sadie. There's a Metapod.
I always listen to the Metapod.
Listen, Sadie.
So the typical day stuff.
So typical day. So let's see. Fuck. Saturday is clean the apartment day. So the whole morning is dedicated to cleaning the apartment because by the time, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm like freaking out and looking for stuff to bring into the school to make things more exciting. And I come up with ideas, and I'm very messy when I come up with ideas. So there's papers everywhere, and there's all this, and it's right now it's just a freaking disaster. So I clean the apartment, and then I freaking what? I play games on Congregate for a while, and then my parents Skype me. We do weekly Skype at like 1.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I am not a huge like family guy. Like I almost never talk to my parents. So imagining like a weekly Skype section
it's more for them than for me. I'll admit. It's just kind of like, oh God, my mom kind of gave birth to me. I should probably like tell her that I'm okay.
Yeah, be respectful to her, and
yeah.
I know she's worried about me, so
And they come and they tell me about oh, your brother did this, don't you know, and your uncle this guy did this thing, and
you're like, I'm in Japan,
yeah,
this affects me at all.
yeah. It's just kind of like an family update. It's like, oh, and wacky cousin Larry, oh, don't you know that he did this?
He stuck a firecracker up one of the cops' asses.
Yeah. It's not how my dad sounds, but good effort. My dad is more like, well, I don't know about that.
For the purposes of my impression of him, that's exactly how he sounds.
Oh, okay, sure, why not? So I listen to them talk about family stuff I can't be involved in, really. And then they tell me how their work is going, and I tell them how my work is going. And then, before that, I go and I get Indian food with my boyfriend.
In Japan, I like to eat
in
Indian.
Japan, yeah, no. Nepalese food. Like the waiters there are all from Nepal, but the exterior of the restaurant, it's all like, this is Indian food, and then you go in and you talk to the people there. It's like, actually, we're all from Nepal, but whatever.
Close enough.
Yeah. So
we're in Asia.
Yeah. So I get Indian food. Then what is it? After the Skype call, yeah, I mean, you just, I take walks with my boyfriend a lot, go around the neighborhood. And it's funny, there's like shrines in like weird places. You could tell like a long time ago there was like this shrine there, but then, Japan had to modernize and stuff. So there'll be like, a convenience store and then like, a fucking shrine. Like, it's like they had to like build stuff around the shrine, like not to.
So they keep all the shrines up. They're like, I don't care how old it is. It's part of our history.
Yeah. Like, it's like, wow, it's like it's weird. They have 7-Eleven here.
It's like going to a McDonald's over there.
Yeah, but it's called something else. What's it called? I think it's, oh my gosh, I feel bad for forgetting what it's called because it's silly. 7 something. Well, the logo's all 7-Eleven, but and I keep calling it a 7-Eleven even though it says something completely different. But there's a 7-Eleven, and then like, maybe 2 blocks down, there's like this gorgeous like torii gate with like a Shinto, shrine, and like the dogs, the lion sort of dogs on each side, it's crazy. To just see like a 7-Eleven and this thing nearby each other is really funny. Then let's see. I'm doing karaoke tomorrow because I was like, sorry, introvert, I got to do something.
I have to live a life somehow.
I have to be somewhere singing like an idiot with a bunch of people. But yeah, then we get for dinner we get Italian food, which is really great. Gotta have Italian food,
I guess.
Yeah.
Anything except Japanese food we eat, basically.
Well, there's a bunch of different places. You can get ramen, you can get Italian food. You can get
Is ramen over there a little bit more, I guess, like, do they care? Do they put a little bit more care into their ramen over there than we do over here, where it's basically just, well, hot water and it's done?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. No, it's all sorts of stuff, all sorts of care, all sorts of delicacy goes into this ramen.
That's good. That's good. Because honestly, I like ramen. I do. It's just that we over here don't give a crap to make it an actual food. It's more just like prepackaged noodles that you just heat up and hope it tastes all right.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm
yeah, no, there's no cup ramen.
Stuff, and they're just.
I mean, you can get cup ramen, but the ramen at restaurants is not cup ramen.
Right.
And
it's a lot
you
more
can get sushi. Sushi's good. They have the sort of round, the conveyor belt sushi, and we go there because that's cheap, and we don't make a lot of money. So we.
I got a quick question from an audience member.
Oh.
Question. Are there any super popular trading card games or pen and paper role playing games in Japan?
Trading card games or pen and paper role playing games in Japan. It's difficult because, like, I don't. My students aren't allowed to bring that stuff to school, so I can't. If there is or isn't, I can't say for sure.
Hard to tell what they're interested in because they're not allowed to bring their interests into the classroom.
Yeah. And I don't see like people, not trading card games so much. Maybe so. Maybe it exists, but I haven't seen it. But I think that might be just the position I'm in. But I do know that Clash of Clans is popular as fuck for no fucking reason. They're all playing Clash of Clans, definitely.
Well, because it's so. I imagine
they play Puzzle Dragons too.
This is just my like personal theory, and
and Monster Strike, and then there's another. Cell phone games are really popular for some reason. So it's.
I imagine part of that, and I guess this might be racist, about to say, but so feel free to correct me. I imagine part of that because, like, I think for a lot of Japanese people, life is very like constantly busy. So like being able to play a really quick game on a phone is way more convenient than like console games or computer games or things like that. I imagine that's the case, but I could be entirely off base.
I do know that smartphone games is what they call them. Smartphone, or excuse me, they say that
these are
smaho games. Smaho games are more popular than console games with kids 11 through 15 anyway. Like it's all about the Clash of Clans, all about Monster Strike, Dragon Quest for the cell phone, and Puzzle Dragons. Anything with a fucking cartoon dragon on it, the boys love it.
Just they love dragons.
Yeah.
Wait. Do they like? So I'm not entirely certain. The dragons that they like, are they more Western dragons or Eastern dragons? Or do they even give a crap?
Eastern. Well, like, I mean, there's like the cute little dragons with like the winglings and like the big old eyes. There's like the cute sort of dragons.
The winglings.
Well, they got little they're not wings, but they're like teeny tiny winglings.
It's like there's no possible way they could actually fly using these wings. But
yeah.
On them anyway.
Yeah, so the cute dragons with the big eyes and the winglings, and also like the giant fuck off like snaky mean whiskered dragons.
I got another question, but I got to look something up before I ask it.
Let me do.
That's what it is. Kobitos. Are they in any way super popular over there? Basically, like the little dolls with the
Tokitos?
No, Kobitos.
Kobitos.
Like little dolls with like big pink cheeks.
I'm gonna look them up because I might have seen them, but just not know the.
They're basically like big old human heads in like vegetables.
I have never seen them before.
Never seen it?
I have not. Yeah, I'm looking them up online. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before.
Okay, so probably at the very least very scarce.
Probably kind of obscure.
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be like one weird girl who has one.
Because apparently they are from Japan, but like a lot of stuff is made in Japan.
You know, but like I said, like they can't bring like toys to school. I
Right.
don't. You know, if they have, you know, maybe I'm fucking wrong. But no,
So,
I know that I have never seen one of these.
oh, so we were let's see, we were going through the double good stuff. You were at going to karaoke. I asked questions about that. Uh, crap. So, what would you say is the most like popular thing people do, at least as far as like your social group, I guess, would be?
I would say they like bowling and they like karaoke.
Bowling
Is
and karaoke are the most popular.
my age group, people my age like to all kind of go somewhere together and go bowling and play karaoke, or excuse me, go see, this is what happens. Okay, go bowling and do karaoke.
Or play ball or play no, they can play
Yeah,
bowling.
you can't say play bowling and it's
Yeah, you
really
can't really. It doesn't make any sense syntax.
try explaining that to a Japanese class who learned about fucking play soccer, play baseball, play you know, basketball, play volleyball. And one kid's like, "Oh, so play bowling?" And you have to be like, "I'm sorry." I'm really sorry, but that doesn't work. And then they want to know why, and you have to be like, "Oh fuck, why?"
English is a very frustrating language that doesn't make a whole lot of sense many times. I mean, the I before E rule only works about like 20% of the times as far as I and E words go. So,
you know, you have to like stare this poor little Japanese kid in the eyes. Like he's like just absolutely heartbroken that bowling doesn't get played.
it's like, no,
It's like,
we don't.
why does it get played?
We
Isn't
don't.
bowling fun? And I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's just not played. It's go to. We go bowling.
We go bowling.
Yeah.
Oh my god, English has got to be such a frustrating language to learn.
Yes.
With how often we're so like, I don't know, inconsistent with our own grammar rules.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's see, bowling, karaoke.
Oh, and smartphone games are kind of pop. Well, then again, I mean, I hang out with people who I like, and I tend to like nerds. So
yeah, well, yeah, that kind of limits your experience a bit.
So I don't know. My friends play a lot of smartphone games, and they play each other on smartphone games. So that's kind of what they like to do.
So, follow-up question on karaoke by Leonhard Euler. He asks, is karaoke sort of like it is here in the U.S., where it's kind of in bars, or are there like private rooms that you go to?
Private rooms.
They've got private rooms. Okay.
Yeah, you do the private room thing.
Now, do you have to go through like a club in order to get to the private room thing, or are there places that are literally like just set up for karaoke?
I have only been to one particular place thus far.
Okay.
You have to remember, I'm dating an introvert.
And I'm not even all that certain how long you've been over there either. So.
No, I've been here since March.
March. Okay, so you haven't really had like the most experience in Japan yet.
But of the karaoke bars I've been to, it's been like you know, you go to kind of like this lobby area, I guess, and then there's a hallway, and then there's room, and then you go into a room.
Oh, well, yeah, that sounds interesting. And all of them are like soundproof, so that nobody's interrupting anybody else's karaoke.
Yeah.
Very important. I don't know.
And, you can get stuff to drink. There doesn't seem to be food. It seems to just be like, also get drunk. Like.
Is there I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this question. So karaoke has always been something that's interesting to me as a phenomena, because people who are both good at it and bad at it do it, and no one really cares that anybody bad at it does it.
Yeah.
And like my thing about that is like how at least as far as your experience is concerned, how often do the people go where they're just terrible at it, and you just like encourage them to do it anyway?
Yeah, people are encouraged to do it if they're bad at it. And if somebody's bad at it, you cannot say, wow, you're fucking awful. Like,
You can't? Is that like
no.
is that like one of the like a huge offense or something?
Yeah, like you do not the running joke I have is maybe possibly. Everything is maybe possibly. You know, I'd say to one of my Japanese English teachers, like, hey, did I do a good lesson? And they'll make a face and be like, well, maybe possibly. You could try to do this.
You can't tell people they suck. That's amazing.
Yeah. Telling people they suck is like a huge, like, you know, you just don't do that. You have to say, well, perhaps, maybe, possibly.
That's freaking great. So, like, I don't know. I guess, like, if somebody goes and does, like, and they do karaoke and they're really good at it, is that just like a boring thing? Just like,
No, that's fine. That's great.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
you get applaud. People call you Jozu or Umai. You know.
Are those what?
Oh, Jozu means you're good at this, and Umai means wow, you're good at this. You know. So.
They mean literally the same thing, but they have two different words for it.
Yeah. That is something I've learned. I learned Jozu in school, and I learned Umai when I was here. People say Umai.
Maybe that has to do with like a regional thing. Like different regions have different words for saying like cool or awesome. And
Maybe
stuff like
so.
that. Like,
So
I wonder what like the Japanese like rendition of the bee's knees would be for.
like the old fucking old guy.
What does an old Japanese man say when he's trying to say cool or awesome?
I don't know. I'd have to talk to the old ladies I mentioned earlier. Be like, hey, what does your husband say when he's blown away? Well, actually, maybe I should not say that. Maybe I should not say that to old ladies. Maybe that's a bad plan.
They'd be like, wait, why do you care?
Yeah.
For
Well, you see, this guy on the internet wanted to know what your husband said.
This guy I talked to on the internet's curious
Yeah.
about Japanese people. Like you guys.
Particularly old Japanese men. Oh my God. But one thing is, if somebody says that you're good at something, you cannot say thank you in response. You have to say, oh no, I'm bad at it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you like they're big on being as humble as possible.
Japan is fucking mean girls as fuck. So if somebody says, hey, you know, you're good at drawing, or oh, you're good at karaoke, you have to be like, oh no, you know, I'm not really all that good, because
it's like, considered incredibly bad taste to be like, yeah, thanks, cool, I'm awesome.
I know I'm awesome. Yeah,
like that'll get you kicked out.
Yeah, like people will be like, oh, the
police will be called.
I've done it before, but I kind of got a pass because I'm fucking American, so they're like, oh well, Americans have that thing where they accept compliments. Fucking bullshit, or you know,
fucking weirdos.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do less of that. You know, just
another follow-up on karaoke. Do your machines give you grades on your performance? And if they do, are they like do they give like really good grades to people who suck anyway?
I have yet to be in one where they grade.
Really great. Okay.
I'm a very fragile man. I cannot.
I know that's an available thing. I know that's a thing
is.
that happens, but like I don't know how prominent that would even be in different places. Like, and with a place like Japan, if saying that you're good, you're supposed to like brush that off. I imagine they're not like huge fans of like grades that you can't like say no to. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of extrapolating a little bit unjustifiably, but.
Well, I know that in the school, grades are a big secret. You know, only you get to see your grades. Like, there's no like fucking honor roll with like the name and the grades next to each other. That's a big no-no. Nobody gets to know each other's grades, even if the grades are really good.
Really? So like all those like high school animes where all the grades are like posted on a wall.
It's like, bullshit.
That's bullshit. Terribly bullshit. Okay. It's like, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Grades.
No, nobody gets to know anybody's grade. Like, for example, there was sports festival. I got to be part of sports festival, I will have you know.
Ooh.
So, sports festival, the entire school gets put on. I mean, different schools do it differently. I've noticed this, but my school, school got split in half. So some classes were on the red team and some classes were on the blue team. Oh, also to clarify, instead of, the teacher having their own classroom and new kids come in every period, the kids all stay in the same classroom and the teachers rotate.
That's a lot more efficient.
Yeah, but you also don't get like cool shit on the fucking walls of the classroom to point to. Because it's not like there's a math room with like, and there's no
flare up your room at all because different people use the room, but like it's so much more efficient than having like all the kids just go crowd out and get to their different classrooms. Like that's so much easier.
Yeah, but also like, I mean, not all kids are at the same level. Some kids might do better if they're in a different class with a different teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get that flexibility, I think, with an American system versus in a Japanese system where like all the kids are taught by the same,
They're stuck in the exact same room all day.
Yeah. So
Leonhard would like to note that apparently the not posting grades up on the wall, apparently that's the exact opposite of Taiwan because
really?
Everyone's grades constantly get posted apparently.
Wow, that's funny.
Also, I'm not entirely certain. What are the sort of like racial terms for white people in Japan?
Gaijin.
Gaijin. Okay, I was making sure that's the correct one. Have you ever been called that?
Yes.
You have been. Was it by your students?
No, it was by one of the teachers who did not know that was the that it became a slur. Like she, it's like this. It's a little bit like
They didn't know.
Yeah, like she was literally unaware. Like, oh wait, that's a slur now? I didn't know. And it's like, yeah, you're supposed to use this other term. And she was like, oh really? Oh, I'm really sorry, Rachel. I didn't know.
It was, and did that teacher grow up in Japan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I guess like some people, yeah, like I guess some people, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to black people because, white people are treated way better in Japan than black people are treated in America. Like, I'm just going to preface that, but I guess it would be a little bit like if some white guy like didn't know that, colored wasn't the word anymore or something.
All right. So it's sort of on that level where it's racial, it's offensive, but it's not like the worst thing you can call them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The polite term is gaikoku-jin, not gaijin. You have to put in the koku.
What's like translated? What's the difference?
Okay. Well, gaijin is outsider.
Okay.
It's guy is outside and jin is like person, so outsider.
Okay.
And gaikoku-jin, it's like fucking Japanese PC. So gaikoku-jin is outside country person. Like, hey.
That's better. I don't know. That's better.
You're not a gaijin, you're a gaikoku-jin. You gotta
you're not an outside person, you're an outside this country person. That sounds worse. That's like like everyone is a gaikoku-jin except us.
So it's just funny.
Oh my god.
But I was talking about sports day.
Right.
So school gets divided up into two teams. Whole school gets divided up into the red team and the blue team, and they do sports, which consist of running and then the other running, and then another running, then another running, and then they run, and then there's another event where they run more, And then there's the event where they play chicken, but there's no pool. They just play chicken on the sand. And then they have a jump rope, and it's a huge fuck off jump rope. It's gigantic, and one class can all jump, using this jump rope, and they have to get as many jumps as they can with the whole class jumping in unison.
That's a good team building exercise anyway.
Yeah, so basically half the classes get put on the red team, half the classes get put on the blue team, and they do all these events. And then the team that scored the most points wins sports festival. But nobody gets to know how many points they contributed to their team. Nobody gets to know, hey, oh, I brought in 10 points for my team. Oh, I brought in 5 points. It's like picking the Pope. It's like a fucking secret. Nobody knows how many points.
I can't imagine competing in something like that. Like,
yeah,
because there goes like at least a decent part of my motivation.
Yeah.
Like when I play like League of Legends, for instance, I'm always looking at my kill death assist ratio because I'm always like, okay, am I the one feeding? Am I the one getting the most kills? Am I the one who's helping the most? I always want to know what my personal points are. Otherwise, like, I just don't understand the point. That's crazy.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry. Anyways.
Trying to think of more questions.